Hello, dear conscious manifestors. Today we are going to discuss why facts have no meaning. Yes, that's right. Facts don't mean anything. By the way, my name is Sylviane. I teach about the law of assumption, spiritual law, based on the teaching of Neville Goddard. And if you need my help, just check the link down below to my website where all my services are available. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Facts have no meaning. You know why? Because you are the person who has manifested whatever facts you are facing right now. You are the only person who is responsible for the facts in your life. And facts only have the meaning that you give them. And facts, they change all the time. And you know why? Because facts, being just a reflection of your inner self, they change along with you. So if you are observing something or someone's behavior that is not to your liking, well, you have to go to the source, right? And the source is you. Only you can change whatever appears in your world as facts. If you do not change, however, whatever situation, whatever facts you are seeing and reacting to, they won't change because they don't have any meaning, they don't have any power, they are just reflecting you. Whatever assumption you have, whatever belief you have, whatever state you have fallen into, those are going to create your so-called facts in front of you, even if the facts include other people. But no one and nothing has free will out there to appear as if they appeared from anywhere else but yourself. This is really something that you have to understand and digest once and for all. You can't be double-minded in this law. As Neville said, you can be a lot of things, but you can't be double-minded. And you can't be double-minded in that either. Either you fully believe that you are the open power, meaning that you fully believe and understand that whatever appears in front of you in your life as facts, as circumstances, as conditions is coming from you, or you don't. But one thing that you can't do is believing that some things do appear from you, while other things, they just appear on their own. This is not so. This is impossible. Because what you call your life is being created from your inner being or from the identity that you have created of yourself. That identity, that person, you, in such and such state, is creating whatever life, whatever circumstances, whatever facts match that identity of you. And if you want the fact to change, you change the source. If you want to change the reflection that you are seeing in the mirror, the last thing you are going to do is trying to change anything in the mirror. You're not going to try to break the mirror, right? You are going to realize and know that, oh, I do not like what the mirror reflects right now. So I have to change whatever I don't like about myself. And then, and only then, the mirror, who is just your reflection, will show you a different reflection. So never try to change anything Don't try to change your financial situation. Don't try to change your relationship. Don't try to change your health from anything outside of you, because it's never going to work, because nothing is outside of you. If you want to change, and especially if you want drastic changes about your financial situation, about your relationship, about your health, you have to understand that it comes from you and you alone. It comes from within. And one thing you have to learn to do is to leave your mind and make that mind sink into your heart. I don't know if you're aware of this, but as I said many, many times, Scripture, the Bible, is the textbook of the law. And Scripture never speak about the mind, or very little. I can't even remember where it speaks about the mind. But one thing that it speaks about a lot, it's the heart. You know why? Because it's within the heart where the spiritual is felt, not in the mind. This is why people who are too much in their mind, they have a harder time to manifest their desires. If you are too much in your mind, you need to let that sink in to your heart and become more aware of who you are from here, not from up here. And by the way, if you are a member, there is an upcoming video, most likely tomorrow, that is going to be about a meditation to teach you to become more aware of your heart, of that source of spirituality, so to speak, that is from here and not from up here. So this video is going to help a lot of you, especially if you are someone who is too much in their mind and not enough in their hearts. So to go back to what I was discussing, when you want to change anything in your life, you have to take full responsibility that you are the source. We don't take full responsibility as we are blaming ourselves for the bad things that we have done without even knowing we were doing it. No. Taking full responsibility means you understand that you are the source of all your conditions out there, of the quality of your life. And I want to read a quote from Neville that is going to help you understand this even better. And for those who love Neville, it's going to help you to remember this even better. Because consciousness is the only reality, I must assume that I am already that which I desire to be. If I do not believe that I am already what I want to be, then I remain as I am and die in this limitation. Man is always looking for some prop on which to lean. He is always looking for some excuse to justify failure. His concept of himself is the cause of all circumstances of his life. All changes must first come from within. And if he does not change on the outside, it is because he has not changed within. So isn't it very clear here? As Neville says here, men, meaning humans, us, we tend to always want to blame something or someone for our failures. This is the most common thing on the planet. Blaming other people, other things for our misery. But when we understand who we truly are, such a thing doesn't even exist anymore. Even though you may feel that someone has hurt you. So if you were abandoned, if you were dumped by your SP, I know it's easy to feel hurt because as humans, even though we know who we are going to feel hurt. right? So it's okay to feel hurt. It's normal to feel hurt. But once you dwelt in your little victimhood for a little bit, sometimes it feels good to, just dwell in that for a little bit because, maybe we need to. Maybe it releases some frustration, whatever. So once you are done crying, once you are done dwelling in your little misery, victimhood type state, then you need to come back, right? Come back to who you truly are. This is the only difference between people who know about the law and people who don't. People who don't know about the law, they'll keep on crying and begging and being in that victim state and maybe never get out of there. But the difference between them and those who know something about this law, right, know that we are not just our little body and mind, that we are this divine force within, having a physical experience in this world of shadows, we understand that we are the cause. We are the cause of creating jerks. We are the cause of creating lack of money. We are the cause of creating lack of health. Once we understand that we are the cause, the good thing about this is that if we are the cause for the lack of, we are also the cause for abundance, for love, for health, and anything that you want. The only thing that you have to do is make the decision to no longer wanting to be a victim, to no longer accepting whatever you've been accepting until now, whether it was being poor, being unhealthy, being single, whatever it is that you are right now and you do no longer want to be. You first make the decision that you do no longer want to be that. You make the decision that you want to be someone else. You want to be that wealthy person. You want to be that queen and that king. You want to be that healthy person. You want to be that loved and cherished and chosen person. And by the simple decision, you start from there. You become that person within. So you can use affirmations, you can use imaginal act, you can use none of those, as long as you manage to create that inner state that says that you are now that new person. One thing that you do not need to try to do, and I've explained that several times in my previous videos, you do not try to change the old self. So this is your old self here. Your old self has doubts, feels lack, feels insecure, feels not good enough. That's your old self, right? Your new self here has nothing to do with old self, nothing to do with this. Your new self is a person of its own. It's a state of its own. It's an identity of its own. And it doesn't need to fix this one here. This one here goes away because now you are this one here. You are safe and secure and confident and abundant and loved and chosen. This is you now. Your old self has none of those qualities, and your new self has none of the qualities of the old. You really need to understand this because it will save you a lot of time and energy trying to fix an old identity that cannot be fixed because it's a whole state of its own. And states include everything. It's like an all-inclusive vacation, right? It's got your beliefs, it's got your assumptions, it's got your thoughts, it's got the way you act and react. All of this is directed by the state. or the identity, whatever you want to call it. And it's an all-inclusive thing. It includes everything it needs within that state. When you choose another state, another identity, it includes different thoughts, different beliefs, different assumptions, different actions and reactions. It has nothing to do with the old. This is the best and fastest way to change. Because if you keep on trying to work on old self, you'll never end, because old self can never be fixed. Old self, as scriptures say, needs to die. It needs to die off. It needs to be let go for good. And now you give your attention, you give your energy to new self that has a whole brand new identity with brand new beliefs, assumptions, thoughts. And because of that, your reflection, your world, your facts will match, will reflect that new identity. But you can never expect from the old identity to manifest things that belong to new identity, right? Both those identities, and I'm using just two different ones, but there are multiple different identities, right? Different states. But both, to make it more simple, can never reflect the same story out there. It's going to be two very different stories because it's two very different states. So this is why, my friends, facts don't mean anything. And if they do mean anything, they mean that you have created them and they can change. You can change them by becoming a new you, by occupying a new state, by identifying with a new persona, a new character. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments, give me a thumbs up, share the video if you know anyone that could enjoy this type of video and take advantage from it. And subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye for now.